Welcome to the Instagram stories for Friday, June 20th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill, and this is the weekend edition. Today on the show, we'll hear some updates about YouTube from the CEO, Neil Mohan, who gave a keynote where he shared some updated things that they're working on and some stats about the platform. Additionally, we'll talk about some Threads updates that have to do with the Fediverse and a new feed where you can see all your content from various places around the Fediverse on Threads. Additionally, Ashley Coffey from the Coffey and Code podcast will stop by to share what's new in the world of AI as it relates to social media. All of that and more on today's episode, but first, here's a quick word from our sponsors. Welcome back. Let's start with the YouTube news. The CEO of YouTube, Neil Mohan, gave a keynote today, and he announced a couple of different things. First, he shared a milestone that the YouTube team has achieved. YouTube Shorts are now averaging over 200 billion views. It's a bit hard to put that number into context, so I will compare it to what Instagram and Facebook do. From what data I could find, across Facebook and Instagram, each day over 200 billion reels are played. So I think what the YouTube CEO here is trying to get across is that Shorts is viewed just as much as Facebook Reels and Instagram Reels put together. If that's true, and I'm explaining these statistics in the right contextual way, YouTube has really grown their efforts in Shorts dramatically. And whatever content you're making on Instagram, TikTok, it is worth putting on YouTube so that people who are watching Shorts have a chance to view it. The CEO of YouTube, Neil Mohan, also made an announcement about Veo. If you're not familiar, Veo is Google's DeepMind video generation model. It lets you create AI-generated backgrounds and video clips for Shorts. Google recently announced the newest model, Veo 3, which vastly improves video quality and incorporates audio. The CEO of YouTube, Neil Mohan, announced that Veo 3 will be coming to YouTube Shorts later this summer. I will, of course, keep you updated as that happens. One thing I want to mention about this keynote was that I was unable to find any video or audio of this talk. If you come across it, please send it to me, but I will link to the blog post from the YouTube team in the show notes so you can check it out for yourself. Let's move on to the Threads news, which has to do with the Fediverse. If you are not familiar, the Fediverse is an interconnected social platform ecosystem based on an open protocol called ActivityPub, which allows you to port your content, data, and followers between networks. So just imagine whatever followers you have on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, you put them all in a way that they could interoperate and you could post anything from anywhere and all your followers on all those platforms would see it. If you want to leave one platform for another, you could bring all your content, your followers, and everything else with you without feeling tied into any one platform or ecosystem. Threads has been working on its Fediverse integration, and now if you have Fediverse sharing turned on in Threads, there's a new section at the top of your following feed that takes you to a separate list of posts from people who you follow on Mastodon, Flipboard, or wherever else you've connected your Threads account. Now, it's a separate feed from what you would normally see on Threads, and that is by design. There's a quote from the Meta software engineer, Peter Cottle, who said, quote, "For everything from integrity to user impersonation, just for user understanding, it's nice to have it as a kind of a separate thing," end quote. He also said that in the future, Meta could mix in posts that are on Threads with posts from the Fediverse into the same feed, but he says he's not really sure if that's the right idea. Quote, "There's actually kind of a different use case for Fediverse consumption. I might want to subscribe to ghost publications or subscribe to different authors. So I have this dedicated place to catch up on my across the web content, separately from a following feed or a For You feed," end quote. But he does say that internally at Meta, there's some debate about whether Threads wants to be a fully open social network or should just be a repository for all of that external content. This is a very interesting article from The Verge. I will link to it in the show notes so you can check it out for yourself. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Ashley Coffey from Coffey and Code will tell us what's new in the world of AI as it relates to social media. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Let's dive into the AI news. And to talk about that, here's Ashley Coffey from the Coffey and Code podcast.
Hello, everyone. Ashley Coffey here, host of the Coffee and Code podcast, and I'm back with some AI and social media updates. This time, it's going to be around AI, surprise. The future of the creator economy is powered by AI, and I'm going to drop a really big bomb of a stat to extrapolate that. The number of creators using AI in 2023 was 33%. Now in 2025, that number is up to 80%. And that number is coming from a VidCon that's happening actually right now in California. I wish I could have been there, but maybe next time. But this number is coming from Ollie Forsyth. He's the founder of New Economies. And the creator economy, as we know, is relatively new. And predicting how it might develop and shift is tricky, as we've seen in the past, decade. But it's also expected to become a nearly $500 billion industry, making accurate forecasts fundamentally important. So during a recent talk at VidCon that was titled Mapping the Modern Creator Economy, Trends, Tensions, and What Comes Next, there was an argument that the future of the creator economy lies almost entirely in AI. Every creator is going to have to be AI focused, and AI agents will be able to allow creators to be truly flexible and more efficient. It helps them free up time on admin, finances, brand sponsorships, partnerships, marketing, and more, as startups use AI to solve these problems. And one thing that's not really getting enough attention here is just the use of AI avatars for content creation becoming indistinguishable between actual people. So you may have seen some of those videos out there of a guy using a filter to look like a beautiful influencer model, of sharing outfits, but it's really a 60-year-old dude behind a camera and it's not real. So AI is great. Of course, we know that. It is making things more efficient. It is enabling more collaboration, but at the same time, it's also presenting some serious consequences for our future if we don't tackle them now. So that's it for now. Thank you for listening. Go have a great weekend. Make sure you stay hydrated. And thank you again to Daniel Hill for letting me come on the show. This is Ashley Coffey with the Coffee and Code podcast, and I'll see you all next week.
Thank you so much, Ashley. You can find Ashley, her website, her Instagram, and her podcast from the links in the show notes. That is going to do it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening, and be sure to come back next time for more social media news, strategy, and other things that you need to know.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in my work without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.